and good morning to you. We've got a nice and easy morning yoga class for you to energize you and get you ready for the day. We're going to start by closing our eyes and just sitting comfortably in a cross-legged position. If for whatever reason you don't find that comfortable, really do change to something that's more comfortable for you. Maybe prop yourself up onto a cushion or a book. We're going to put a smile on our face. Maybe the sun is shining. And we're going to start breathing slow and deep breaths. Both in and out. We really take our time. In through the nose. And out through the nose. We keep our mouth closed. Put one hand on the chest and one hand on the rib cage. And I want you to feel the breath there. Feel that rise and fall of the chest and of the rib cage. And then bring your hands down to your stomach. Maybe just one hand, the other can relax. And still aware of that expansion in the chest and in the rib cage. Now focus on that expansion and contraction here in your belly. Release both hands, and we want to stay as aware as we are right now of this breath going in and out of the chest, of the rib cage and of the stomach, expanding and contracting. Take deep breaths into the body, slow breaths out. We'll keep doing that for the remainder of the class. And with your eyes still closed, drop your right ear to the right shoulder. Exhale and slowly roll the chin towards your collarbone. So stay in that diagonal position, ear close to the shoulder. And on a slow inhalation, raise the chin. Keep the ear quite low and raise the chin all the way up towards the ceiling. And as we're getting more used to that, start finding your rhythm, exhaling as you bring the chin down towards your collarbone, and then inhaling as you raise the chin up towards the ceiling without letting the ear come any higher or not too high. Of course, the ear will move. And remember, chest, ribcage, stomach expand and contract. And after your next exhalation, stay at the bottom, roll the chin all the way to the chest, round your back here, round the shoulders forwards, and move a little bit here, and then slowly raise the head. Straighten the spine, straighten the head, and on an exhale, drop your left ear to the left shoulder. You want to be nice and slow with this, because we've been on the other side for a while. Just make sure you're comfortable here. Now on your next exhale, whenever that is for you, slowly roll the chin down towards the collarbone, remembering the ear stays close to the shoulder. And on your next inhale, raise your chin all the way up towards the ceiling. And we exhale and lower. And we want to keep with that rhythm of our breath. Inhaling as we raise the chin, nice and slow inhalation and nice and slow movement here. Exhaling as we lower the chin all in our own time. Not according to my rhythm, but to yours. One last time. And the next time you lower the chin towards the collarbone, stay there and slowly roll the chin to the chest. Good. We round the shoulders forwards, and then from here roll the shoulders to the back, straighten the head, raise the head up towards the ceiling, stretching your throat. Now this will also be different for everyone. How much you're stretching really is up to you. Some of you might drop the head all the way to the back. Some of you might just look a little bit higher. Good. We lower the chin to the chest. And opening the eyes, we straighten the head. Very good. Hope you're still with me. Breathe in, raise the arms, look up to the ceiling. And breathe out, bring the hands to your heart center. And again, breathe in, raise the arms, look up. Breathe out, bring the hands to the heart center. Breathe in. And out. Inhale. And exhale. So easy enough to keep with that awareness of the breath. But I want you to keep that awareness while we're going into asana practice and some vinyasa movements. We're going to inhale and raise the arms now. Look up to the ceiling. Exhale and float the arms down. And from here, drop your right ear to the right shoulder. Reach that left arm over to the right and sink down into your right arm. Look up to the ceiling here. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Come back. Drop your left ear to the left shoulder. Reach that right arm over to the left, sinking down into your left arm. Look up to the ceiling, take a deep breath in, and exhale, come back. Breathe in, raise the arms, look up to the ceiling. Breathe out, open up towards the left, look to the back. Squeeze your shoulder blades, hear that left shoulder. Inhale and raise the arms again. Exhale and open up to the right. Push that left shoulder, right shoulder even, to the back. Inhale, raise the arms, and exhale, bring the hands to the heart center. And from here, we're going to roll our shoulders to the back with the hands just gently resting on our knees. Change direction, circle those shoulders the other way. Take care to focus on your less dominant side. Mostly that's the side that you don't write with. It doesn't have to be the case, but you'll notice which side here does the bigger circle, where it comes more naturally, and focus on the other side. For me, that's my left. Okay, now from here, arms to the front. Drop the chin, keep your back straight, reach the arms as far to the front as you can, and then inhale and open up, look up to the ceiling, exhale and bring the arms to the front, chin drops. Inhale, now arch your back, and exhale, round. Inhale and arch, exhale and round, and one last time, inhale, and exhale. And then we come onto all fours, making sure the hands are underneath our shoulders and the knees are underneath the hips. Very good. And we're going to inhale and raise our right leg. Bring the foot towards the head as much as you can. We're going to keep the arms and shoulders strong. Look up to the ceiling. Deep breath in. Exhale and bring the knee towards the dropped head. Stay here for a moment, hovering that right foot if you can. Inhale and arch. exhale and round. Good, and as before, we want to find our own rhythm here. Listen to your breath. In as you arch, out as you round. Or rather, arching as you inhale, and then you happen to round as you exhale. So the breath is the thing that guides the movement. Don't adjust your breath to the movement, do it the other way around. Last one, and as you inhale, stay up at the top. Very good. From here, grab hold of your foot with the left hand, opposite hand. Raise that knee high if you can. And I'm already looking to the left. You can look all the way to the back here. If that's too much, keep looking to the front. Traditional Hatha Yoga, we hold postures for a long time. The meaning of asana, holding a posture for a long time. Slowly release. Well done. And we start with movement and then we go into our Vyagrasana. We're going to inhale and raise that left leg, arch the back. Keep your shoulders strong here, don't let yourself sink down in any way. Exhale and bring the knee down towards your dropped head. And take a moment here as well, just as we did on the other side. Hover that foot. Inhale and arch. Exhale and round. And then do this in your own time. You don't have to look at me, you just find your rhythm. Breathing in and arching. Breathing out and rounding. Taking the fingertips into the ground here. And a couple more. Next time you come up, stay up here at the top. Very good. Keep looking to the front or turn your head to the right already. Grab hold of your left foot with the right hand. Raise that knee as high as you can. Look to the right or again, look to the front, whatever is easier for you. Now deep breaths here. Good, last inhale. And on the exhale, we release. Good, we round our back here for a moment, drop the head. And then from here, push your hips to the back, reach the arms to the front, look to the front, let yourself sink down into child's pose. And then round your back, come up onto all fours. Hands are still a little bit further forwards from when we were stretching them out. We tuck the toes under. And we're going to drop our chest and chin to the ground. Try and let the chest drop next to your, so in between your hands. Lovely back bend here. If you want a little bit more, you can bring the knees a tiny bit further in and really tilt the pelvis here. So rather than going here, we're going here. Good, and then from here, come all the way onto the front of the body. Interlock the hands behind you. Raise your torso. Keep the feet where they are. And the legs can stay relaxed. You don't have to squeeze your glutes. And feel that movement here in your lower abdomen. Good, hands come next to the chest. Chest is still off the ground. And we're going trying to push into the hands, pushing ourselves up higher, making sure the elbows dig into our side, and we're not straightening the arms all the way or raising the shoulders to the ears. Now a few breaths here in Bhujangasan or the cobra. And whether you're looking to the front or up, doesn't matter. I want you to only look up if that's not too much stretching for the throat, if you really are quite high. So if you're a little bit lower here, if that's all you can do, then maybe just look to the front. Okay, we take a deep breath in, and on the exhale we push the hips to the back again and drop our buttocks to our heels. Now feel those deep breaths that you're taking here in your lower back. There's expansion, there's contraction, just like it is in the front of the upper body. And then round your back again, come up onto all fours. Again, the hands will be a little bit further forwards than your shoulders. We tuck our toes under and we're going to raise our hips, straightening the legs, and we're starting to walk the heels into the mat. And as we're getting more comfortable, both heels can push down to the ground. Now I want you to remember that this is not how you need to look. You can keep the legs bent, and you can keep a space between the heels and the ground. You might need that depending on how the hamstrings are feeling, but what I want you to focus on now is that stretching in your upper body, in the arms, and from the hands on the ground all the way to your tailbone. There should be one straight line. You can even bend the legs to make that happen. Good, and now take a deep breath in, raise your right leg, point your toes. I'm going to draw a circle with the toes going into the ankle. We circle the other way. And then we flex our foot and drop the heel to the buttocks. Now try and keep your knee as high as you can. Don't let it come down if you can manage. Good, keep breathing, deep breaths. Keep the head dropped. I was just looking towards you. Good, now inhale here. And on the exhale, look to the hands, step your foot in between the hands, sink your hips down, keep your back leg off the ground if you can. Otherwise, if it gets too much and you need a break, bring it down to the ground. And then breathe in and raise your right arm. Now try and open up a little bit more, reaching that arm as far back as you can. Keep looking up to the ceiling, or if that's more comfortable, to the side. So don't reach and look over towards your right hand if it's too far away. Keep your neck comfortable. Good. Now we drop that arm behind us so that the top of the right hand rests on our left waist. We're going to drop our hips a little bit lower, look to the back of the room. Check on your left shoulder, is it still strong? And then we release. Right hand comes back down. We're going to step that right leg back and we'll walk it out. Now it might be that you need a little rest here. You can take that rest and come into child's pose again. If you're comfortable in Parabatasan and our mountain pose, also known as downward dog, and feel free to stay there. We'll take a few deep breaths. And if you went into child's pose, maybe now is the time to come back into our mountain. then on your next inhale from mountain, from Parabatasan, raise that left leg nice and high, point your toes. As before, we keep our head dropped. We're now going to start rolling into our ankle. Draw a circle one direction and then in the other direction. And then flex your foot and drop the heel to the buttocks. We can open up a little bit more, but what's more important is that you keep pushing that knee up. And the head stays dropped and relaxed. We can look to the left, we can look up to the ceiling, underneath our left arm, not above. Good, we hold here, deep breaths. Good, inhale. And as you exhale, look to the front, step your foot in between the hands, sink your hips down, and get comfortable here. And then when you are, raise your left arm, look up to the ceiling if you like, look to the side if that's more comfortable for your neck. Good. And then from here, reach that arm further back. Might not go as far back as mine, and that's okay. Just see how far back is comfortable for you. Good, we're going to drop that left hand. So the top of the hand rests on our right waist. We'll sink the hips a little bit lower, and we'll look to the back of the room. From here, bring that left hand back down and step back into Parabatasan, mountain pose, or Adho Mukha Svanasana. So incidentally, this here, the mountain, is where we don't have the head on the ground. This is downward dog. Really having the head, either the crown of the head or the forehead, on the ground. So it's just a bit deeper and looks more like a downward facing dog really than this one does. Good. Again, you can be in child's pose. Hopefully you've gone there already if you needed to. Very good. Now from this mountain-like pose, so come back up if you were in child's pose. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, raise your heels, tuck the chin under, and push your hips forwards, coming into a plank. Good. Your option here, if this is too much, is bringing the knees to the ground. Of course, that is an option. Make sure you're comfortable wherever you are. And if you are in your full plank, please don't drop your hips, but rather than dropping the hips, keep them high, tuck your tailbone under and push yourself a little bit further forwards, and you'll really feel that core engagement. Of course, you feel that strength from the hands all the way up into the shoulders. Now bend your legs, hover them over the ground, push the hips to the back. You can step this, or you can jump the feet to the outside of the hands. If you're stepping, you're doing exactly the same, just one foot after the other, until you land nice and gently, hopefully with the heels firmly on the ground. Now some of us will be able to bring the heels quite close in towards us here. That's great, congratulations. But if you need them to be further away, then please do, and keep your hands on the ground, shift your hips from side to side a little bit here. Good. And then see how close the heels can come in. Stay wherever you're comfortable, and if the heels are still not on the ground, then don't worry. You can even use blocks or books or something underneath the heels to make this more comfortable. Hands come to the heart center. The elbows are just pushing the knees out to the side, so you feel a little bit more in your inner thighs here. And then we gently raise our head and look up to the ceiling. It's not too much of a stretching of the throat or anything. We don't look up right above us, just raising the gaze a little bit. And that helps with the straightness in our spine. Good. Now bring your hands down to the ground. And we're going to inhale and raise our left arm. Look up to the ceiling. As you exhale, drop that left arm behind you and try and have your left hand maybe rest somewhere on your right thigh here at the back. And we'll keep looking up to the ceiling. Now bring that right arm to the front and draw a circle with the arm, always keeping that arm in front of the leg. And then from here, open that right palm to the ceiling. So you're rotating it to the back, rotating the shoulder, and we see if we can bind. Again, this is completely optional. You don't have to bind, but if you do, you'll notice that you can use that bind to open up a little bit more, to push that left shoulder even further to the back. Now, while all this is going on, we'll want to come over to this side a little bit more. Don't let that happen. Keep yourself nice and firmly pushing the hips down towards the ground. Good. Now we release, raising that left arm and bringing both hands down in front of us. If you need a little break, push your hips up and shift them from side to side. Maybe raising the heels off the ground, maybe bending into the legs. So see what works. And of course, if you do not need that break, come back into Malasana and stay here. So toes turn out, heels in towards us. We're going for the other side, so come down if you were still in your forward fold. Good. And then from here, breathe in, raise your right arm, look up to the ceiling. And on an exhale, we drop that arm behind us. So there's already shoulder rotation going on here. You want that top of the right hand to be somewhere on your left thigh. And then reach that left arm to the front, draw a circle. And again, I'll show in slow-mo. We're going to open that palm to the back first, then all the way up to the ceiling. And from here, we're bending the arm. And we'll see if we can hold on to our hand. If we can't, that's absolutely fine. Please don't worry. Just keep looking up and push that right shoulder to the back. So with a bind, you've got that advantage that you can pull. And otherwise, you just have to do this by using your muscle strength. Good. And we slowly release. Right arm comes up. And the hands come back down into the ground. Now all of us are going to push the hips up, drop the head. And just let ourselves hang here. Nice and relaxed. Arms are relaxed, shoulders are relaxed. Good. And from here, you're somewhere near the front of your mat, I assume. If you're not, walk yourself to the front of the mat. We're going to bring the feet together. And we're going to bring the arms around the legs and let ourselves drop as low as we can. Good. And then hands come to the shins. And we're going to straighten the arms and we'll straighten the torso. And we'll shift our weight a little bit into the toes. And then breathe in and rise to standing. On an exhale, bring the hands together and to your heart center. Good. And how do we feel about some Surya Namaskar to wake us up? I think I heard a yes. Very good. So some sun salutations. We're going to make sure that our big toes are together. There can be a mini bit of space between your heels here. We tuck our tailbone under. Roll our shoulders to the back. And then from here, breathe in, raise the arms, look up. Breathe out and bring the hands to your heart center, drop down in the same way we did before, so halfway down, straight back, and then all the way down to the ground. Hands come next to the feet, feel free to bend your legs and drop your head. Good. From here, breathe in and step your right leg to the back. We're going to exhale and sink our hips down. Now drop that back leg all the way, but make sure the knee doesn't come forwards. That will make your left knee come forward. So keep that knee and heel in line and relax the top of the right foot. From here, left hand stays on the ground, goes a little bit further towards your hip here. And we're going to inhale and raise the right arm and reach it over to the left. Get a nice deep stretch in the right side here. On your next exhale, that hand comes back down. We're going to bring the hands back to the front here, framing the left foot. Inhale and raise both hands, arms reaching high. We look up to the ceiling. And on an exhale, we squeeze the shoulder blades, we push the elbows down, palms open to the front. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades, take a deep breath in and exhale, bring the hands down. Tuck your toes under now, straighten the leg and send that left leg to the back. We've held the plank, so now we're not going to stay forever. We're just going to take a couple of breaths here, making sure we're all right. We're not dropping the hips, but you can absolutely drop your knees. Good. Deep breath in, and as we exhale, we bring the knees, chest and chin to the ground. If we want to go a little bit further, we'll interlock the hands. We're going to raise the feet. Good. Hands next to the chest, toes on the ground. Breathe in, drop your hips, raise the chest, and come as high as you like. We'll stay for a couple of breaths. Don't go higher than is comfortable for your lower back. And we've done a lot of back bends, so don't feel like you need to overdo this one. Make sure the shoulders don't creep up to the ears. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, tuck the toes under, push your hips up, drop your head. We're getting so comfortable here, I hope. Good. Inhale, raise your right leg, point the toes. Exhale, flex your foot, drop the heel to the buttocks. Deep breath in, and on the exhale, look to the hands, step your foot in between the hands, bring your left heel to the ground, and breathe in, raise your left arm. Look up to the ceiling. That right arm can either, if it gets too much, be on your right leg. Otherwise, you just hover that hand over the ground. Good. If you want to bind here, that's an option too. Bringing that right arm underneath the right leg. And that left hand joins at the back. Good, now from here, rise into warrior two. So keeping ourselves open here, we're going to just look to the front where that right arm is reaching, and we're going to check the left arm isn't dropping or anything like that. So we're very aware of our whole body. We sink a little bit lower. We breathe in and reach that right arm to the back. And the left hand can gently rest on the left leg. We keep sinking into the right leg. And we can look towards the back hand here. Deep breath in. And we exhale and bring both hands down to the ground and step forward. Back into our forward fold.
We'll do the same on the other side, so nice variation, or a Surya Namaskar with a lot of variation. We're going to inhale and raise the arms and torso, come up to standing, and exhale, bring the hands to the heart center. Good, we're going to check that our toes touch. We'll tuck the tailbone under, roll the shoulders to the back. Very good. And when we're ready, we inhale and raise the arms. And we exhale and fold forwards, nice and slowly still, with our back straight, tipping down from the hip. Drop the head, hands next to the feet, bending the legs if you need to. On your next inhale, step that left leg to the back. And as you exhale, sink your hips down. Check that your right knee is in line with the heel rather than the toes. Come as low as you can here. And then drop that back leg all the way. Relax the top of the foot. Make sure, again, that knee-heel alignment here is still okay. Right hand comes a little bit further to the back, so it's in line with your hip. We're going to inhale and raise the left arm. We're going to exhale and reach that arm over to the right side here. I can look up to the ceiling if that's comfortable, but you adjust where you want to look, what's comfortable for your neck. Good. We breathe in here and we breathe out and release. Bring the hands back to the front here, framing the right foot. Are we ready? I think we are. We inhale and raise the arms and look up. Good. Slight change from last time. We interlock the hands, push the palms away from you, and reach the arms to the back, squeezing the shoulder blades. Don't worry how this looks on you versus me. Just feel yourself squeezing the shoulder blades. And then slowly release. Bring the hands down to the ground, tuck your toes under, and step into a plank. So don't let your hips go up. If they've gone up, don't worry. If they're somewhere else, then just take them further forwards. Tuck your tailbone under a little bit for a bit more core strength here. And bring the knees to the ground if it all gets too much for you. Good. Oh, we're not staying long. So, deep breath in. Exhale, bring the knees, chest and chin to the ground. Elbows come in towards us rather than out to the sides. That way we know we're using the triceps. Good. This time we're going to keep the toes on the ground, but we're going to straighten the legs, raising the knees off the ground. Release the knees on the next inhale. Drop your hips. Raise the chest. Come as high or stay as low as is comfortable for you. Keep your arms slightly bent and keep the shoulders from rolling up towards the ears. Good. We take a deep breath in here. On the exhale, we tuck our toes under and we push our hips up. We drop our head and stay here for a few breaths. Hands nice and strong here, fingertips holding on to the mat just as much as the rest of the hand is important here. The fingertips really do their work. And on the next inhale, we're going to raise that left leg high. We keep the head drop, we keep our shoulders strong, we keep them from coming forwards by pushing back, and then we flex our foot and drop the heel to the buttocks. Good, deep breath in, and we exhale and step our foot in between the hands. Sink your hips down, bring that right heel to the ground, that's important before we come up. And then from here, inhale, raise the right arm, keep that left arm hovering, or bring that left arm onto the left leg. I know you can, it's completely fine to have that left hand on the ground, but I'd rather you use your body a little bit more, work a little bit harder by not doing that. Although if you do prefer to bind and push that right shoulder to the back, that is absolutely fine as well. Good, now inhale and come up into warrior two, and squeeze your shoulder blades or engage your shoulders here. Don't have to overdo this. Make sure that that arm doesn't drop, that it's in line with your left arm. We look beyond our left fingertips. On the next inhale, opening that right palm to the ceiling, take it over towards the back. Right hand holds on gently, and we sink into our left leg. Deep breath in, and we exhale and bring the hands down to the ground, step forward, drop the head, inhale, rise to standing, and exhale, bring the hands to the heart center, because nothing is as great as a full traditional round of Surya Namaskar. Breathe in movement, breathe out movement, and so on and so forth. We're going to do that just a couple of rounds. So without all of that embellishment, I know you all know it, we're going to bring the hands to the heart center, and then all together, deep breath in, raise the arms, breathe out, fold forwards. Breathe in, step the right leg back, breathe out, step the left leg back. Now hold your breath, bring the knees, chest and chin to the ground. Breathe in, drop your hips, raise the chest. Breathe out, tuck the toes under, push the hips up. Breathe in, right leg rises and steps forward. Breathe out, left foot steps forward. Breathe in, rise to standing. Breathe out, bring the hands to the heart center. Deep breath in, raise the arms. Breathe out, fold forwards. Breathe in, left leg goes back. Breathe out, right leg goes back. Hold your breath, knees, chest, chin. Breathe in, drop the hips, raise the chest. Breathe out, tuck the toes under, push the hips up. Breathe in, left leg goes up and forward. Breathe out, right foot steps forward. Breathe in, rise. Breathe out, hands to the heart center. And before we come into Shavasana, we'll do this one more time. So one's on both sides, meaning two. I want you to really focus on the deepest breaths that you can take. This is all about the breath. Okay? So hands to the heart center. We're going to take a deep breath in, raise the arms. Breathe out, fold forwards. Breathe in, right leg. Breathe out, left leg. Hold your breath, knees, chest, chin. Breathe in, cobra. Breathe out, Parabatasan, mountain. Breathe in, right leg goes up and forward. Breathe out, left foot steps forward. Breathe in, rise to standing. Breathe out, hands to the heart center. And again, breathe in, Hastottanasana. Breathe out, Uttanasana. Breathe in, left leg steps back. Breathe out, Dandasana, right leg steps back. Hold your breath, knees, chest, chin, Ashtanga Namaskar. Breathe in, drop your hips, raise the chest. Breathe out, tuck the toes under, push the hips up. Breathe in, left leg goes up and forward. Breathe out, right foot steps forward. Breathe in, rise to standing. Breathe out, bring the hands to the heart center. Very good. Shavasana from here. We'll come down into our backs. And we put one hand on the chest and one hand on the stomach. We'll feel our heartbeat. Feel that pulse in the navel. Start slowing down your breath. And then release the hands, open the palms to the ceiling. Just let that breath come and go. Bring the knees in towards you, one by one. Just have rock from side to side. Your back at a massage. And then drop both knees to the left, turn the head to the right, keep your right shoulder on the ground. Breathe in deeply. And breathe out, rise, and bring the legs over to the right. Turn your head to the left. A deep breath in, and we exhale and come onto our back. And we'll rock up to seated, crossing the legs in front of us. Maybe crossing the way we don't normally do. So bringing that other foot that's normally on the inside to the outside. And we'll close our eyes here. So have those breaths going deeper and deeper. Now drop the chin to the chest, take a deep breath in and hum out. We straighten the head, we open the eyes, we inhale and raise the arms and look up. And we exhale and bring the hands to the heart center. Thanks as always for joining me. I will see you again soon.